Station or Adele Media.
This is Kerry Jackson, you're the conservative. It's a talk show, and I want everybody to call and say what's on your mind. Do you honestly believe that an elected official or a police chief can stop people who are criminals from being criminals? The government's checkbook is not going to solve the problems that we have. We are never going to get anywhere until you decide that you individually care enough about your community to do something about it.
910 AM Superstation. We're the hottest station in town.
Good morning, Metro Detroit. It's Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. How are you this morning? Time now is 6 o'clock in the morning. If you got to be there by 7 o'clock, you got 1 hour to get there. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. Look at folks that are in the feed already. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. So y'all know that Metro Detroit, actually, the city of Detroit, and even our area, has long been the seat, the birth, the hometown of many folks that have a lot of talent. A lot of our youth have gone on to positions of success, whether it's in sports or in entertainment. Many of you know the Motown story. That's part of the story has been told all over the country, all over the world, over and over again. Sometimes people tend to forget about the fact that the city of Detroit still has always had quite a number of talented individuals, and they've always been looking for a way to try to harness that energy, to try and brush their talent and polish it to get to the point of going to the next level, of being able to promote themselves, promote whether they're artists, whether they paint, whether they dance, whether they sing, whether they just write music, or whether they find success in sports. You've got to find a way to go from walking up and down the streets of the city of Detroit to some sort of level of fame and use your skills to promote yourself out of the out of the hood. I was walking around and I was going to try not to say it, but I'm just going to say, the goal has always been to get out of the hood, whether you wind up doing it by going to college and getting a job, or whether you do it from the hard work and the sweat equity of figuring out how to use your talent to move to the next level. There have been a few individuals in our city, or even just from our city, who have found their way to promote that talent. They are the ones that are on the ground. They find the talent, they develop their talent, they teach them how, the same way that they follow the blueprint for Motown, where they've learned how to, they teach you the ins and outs of the business, entertainment or sports, and they teach you how to style yourself, they polish you up a little bit, and they teach you the things that you need to do to go to the next level. Well, our guest this morning is one of those individuals. Young man that started out right here in the city of Detroit, and who has not just the story about what he's doing now, and I'm going to let him tell you that story about his work and his partnering with Rock Nation and an upcoming event that he's got going on here in Midtown Detroit, up in for the week of, I believe it starts May 10th and runs all of the way through Sunday, May 14th, Mother's Day. He will be putting on what's called the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop here in the city of Detroit, helping to find that talent and try and produce the next generation of young people that are going to be promoting themselves in the entertainment industry. And he's on the line now. Good morning, John Boyd. How are you?
Good morning, Kerry. I'm doing fine.
So, but before we talk a lot about what's going on in the middle of May, I'm a little bit more inspired. I want to talk about the John D. Boyd story. Tell us how you go from being born and raised here in the city of Detroit to working with Rock Nation. Tell us about the story about you taking you and your kids and moving them on to the next level of success.
Sure. First of all, I was born here in 1963, actually, on the east side of Detroit. From a musical family. Grew up basically in the church and graduated Osborne High School on the east side of Detroit. I started in music at around 14, and I lived with my godmother was a piano teacher, and developed my ears and voice. Graduated high school, and went on to college. Then I realized I had a spiritual gift at some point around 19. I began to write my own songs, arrange my own songs. A few years later, around 23, got married and began to have a great burden for young people. And years later, I founded the Boys and Girls Choirs of Detroit, which was a repetition of the Boys and Girls Choirs of Harlem. These were famous choirs founded by the great and late Dr. Walter J. Turnbull. Many of your listening audience may remember the Boys Choir of Harlem because they were featured on Nightline and a lot of television shows and featured at the White House. We did a lot of things and traveled the world. So I brought them here to Detroit in 97. I was inspired by the motto of excellence that they represented, and that inspired me to replicate the choir here. One of the first young people that signed up for the Boys Choir was Anthony White. Anthony White is now the director of Detroit Youth Choir. So that's part of my legacy as we worked with Anthony for about 2 years. After about 10 years of working with that choir, then I started a statewide choir called the Michigan Fine Arts Youth Choir, which is based in Silverwood, Michigan, up in the front, not far from the county seat called Carroll, Michigan. I realized that I had a choir within my own family. Because, my wife at the time and I had given birth to 9 children. So they were always section leaders in my choirs, and they had a lot of choirs. Not only did they have the Boys and Girls Choir of Detroit, but the Michigan Fine Arts Youth Choir, but they had satellite choirs throughout the state of Michigan. But my children were developed since they were very young, singing in my choirs. Some of them started singing at 4 years old on stage. So I realized I had my own choir. And we moved from Michigan to New York to give them more opportunities.
Do me a favor, don't gloss over that. Tell us what inspired the leap, because I had to tell you, when I moved to town back in '88, the one thing that I found out is that there were, at that point in time, basement studios all over the city of Detroit. There were, a lot of folks saw music as their way to, find success, to move out of the hood, to go on to the next level. But they were doing it right here in the city of Detroit. What inspired you to say, you know what, I've got all of these talented individuals right here. We're raising 9 children, and every one of them have some sort of musical talent. Let's take them to New York. What inspired you to make that move?
Well, what happened was we would visit New York because we'd go back and forth with the Boys Choir of Harlem. So I would take, I did on 3 occasions, I would take bus loads of young people from Detroit, the various schools that I was working with, or the choirs, to visit New York and to interact. At one point in 2005, I took a bus load of young people to the Juilliard School of Music. Before that, we went to the Lincoln Center. And this cultural exchange between Harlem and Detroit was significant. On one occasion, I took my family to New York, and we just started singing on the street. I think at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Met, and we filled up our basket full of money, and there was it was like really it was crazy. We were just singing harmonies, and we grew it. We had a huge crowd. Mind you, they have been training for at least 10 years, so their harmonies were impeccable. So when we compare that, I have a family, including myself, 11, so you might imagine how expensive that is. So, the financial opportunities in New York were much greater than the financial opportunities in Detroit. Eventually, we moved to New York and found our way to Central Park. And if you look up the Boyd family or Peace Industry Music Group, you'll see a family singing at Bethesda Fountain in Central Park. And that's basically how my children's careers started to be financed, because we would take that money, sell our recordings, our CDs, to produce our own music.
Wait a minute. So you took advantage of the culture and the people in the city of New York, and you took your kids out there and said, all right, y'all, this is your opportunity. Go out there and show them what you got. And you did it on the curb in front of the Met. You went and did this in Central Park, and you used the money that the people came by and gave you to finance y'all opportunity to stay there in New York.
Exactly.
And you found a key to success, which is, if you've got the talent, take it to where the talent will be appreciated. And you went there and just started. You basically forged this on your own out in New York with your 9 talented children.
Exactly.
Now,
because when you have talent, you can create a stage wherever. It don't have to be Carnegie Hall. You can turn Central Park into Carnegie Hall.
See,
and that's exactly what we did.
That's what I want you to be able to teach more people right here in the city of Detroit, that having that talent and sitting on the couch is not going to do it. You got to wind up figuring out a way to take that talent and get it to the masses, to the people that will appreciate it, the people that are going to give you money for your talent. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. This morning, we're talking with John D. Boyd of, and I don't want to wind up messing up the name because he did just say it, Peace Industry, and it's the Peace Industry Music Group. And John is putting on the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop, which apparently has already been in other cities. They're traveling around the country, looking to find the next generation of artists and people that are going to be active parts of the music industry. John has come from Detroit, and he's grown his family, and now he is partnered with Roc Nation. Many of you already know the name. Roc Nation is apparently one of the premier entertainment firms out in the city of New York for promoting people in both apparently artists as well as folks in the sports industry. But John's here in town from now until the middle of May, and he's going to be putting on the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the other side of the break, I want John to give you an opportunity to tell you about the workshop, how you can attend, which apparently begins Wednesday, May 10th, and runs all the way through May 14th for Mother's Day. We'll talk more about that when we come back. This is our first break of the morning. It's a very quick break, and we'll be right back.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy, and I'm a very active person. And my husband was noticing that I was tired all the time, and I was slow at everything that I was doing. And I kept listening to the commercials, and you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days to taking them. I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
Attention! Do you owe back taxes, fines, and penalties to the IRS? The IRS now offers new relief options for taxpayers affected by COVID-19, but you can't go it alone. Call Tax Solutions now. Our team of former IRS agents and tax professionals can get you the best deal. We know the COVID-19 rules. Call us and never speak to the IRS again.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
The virus has caused the IRS to take extensive action to help taxpayers. So if you owe $10,000 or more, this is the best time in years to settle your tax debt.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
Remember, the IRS will not give up until you pay. Call 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499.
My38 is offering a great special that cannot be refused. Are you looking for a great deal on TV advertising? Are you searching for an avenue to get your business name out to the public? With My38, we are offering a great special with 100 commercial ads for a great price. This offer is for a 30-day ad placement. Please contact Devin C. for more information at 248-357-4566 or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads. Have you thought about advertising your business on our 910 a.m. Superstation? Our audience is bigger than ever, and your investment will be lower than ever. Find out how you can grow your business. Give us a call during business hours and ask for Henry, 248-357-4566. We will tell your story, and more folks than ever before will come to your door. 248-357-4566. Ask for Henry. The super audience at our 910 Superstation wants to hear about you. Call now.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. Listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number in the studio is 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. This morning, we're talking with John D. Boyd, a native Detroiter who is gone out to, picked up his family from here in Detroit, took his wife and 9 children out to New York, and formed his own company and found a way to make his children, get his children to a level of success in the entertainment industry. He's partnered with Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, and he is now on a tour around the country. They previously apparently have already been in Dallas, and they're here in Detroit upcoming May 10th through the 14th. After which they'll be leaving here and going to Montgomery, Alabama, Charleston, Atlanta, Miami, Houston, Chicago, LA, and then back to Harlem, all looking for an opportunity to try and find the next leaders in the music industry. And he's going to be putting on the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop, where you have the opportunity, if you want to buy a spot or attend the workshop, you will learn things such as signing with the record label, learn all of the latest in entertainment law, learn about working with obtaining representation, then working with that representation. You'll learn about funding. You'll learn about radio promotion, about forming your own brand and promoting your brand, working with a business manager, among many other things. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. So, John, I already told, it's just for the audience, when John and I talked yesterday, I told him that a common theme among those of you who listen to the show is you always find a way to say, listen, rap music is part of the evil of what's going on in our community today. Yeah, John, I should have pointed out to you. We don't usually get a lot of phone calls from people saying it's us and that we have to take responsibility for raising our own children and making sure that they are not out wilding in the streets of downtown Detroit and Chicago and places like that. We don't usually get those kind of calls. We don't get the calls from people that say we're going to solve our problems ourselves. But I get a lot of, and I've been doing this for 7 years with the station. I get a lot of let's deflect and point the finger at the music industry and say it's all of their fault. Since you've been doing it, you've been a part of the music industry for the last 20 years. You and your wife raised 9 children. You trusted those children to the music industry. How do you feel about where the music industry for your children and for the children that you will be signing up around the country? Do you see that they are going into an industry that's part evil, or do you see that as a way to promote themselves and that they take their own talent and their own sense of right and wrong into that industry? How do you feel?
I feel that entertainment and artists is really about celebrating the individual, and it's not monolithic. We produce content based upon our personal values and our personal worldview. There is a lot of negative energy and negative content out there. Just coming from individuals. On the other hand, there's a lot of positive content, and we all have our opportunities to create content. The same thing goes with the social media. There's all kinds of content there, a large variety. But the opportunity is there for each individual to decide what they will listen to and what they will produce. We're called Peace Industry Music Group because we believe in promoting peace through music, and we believe in upholding a standard and being responsible with the content that we share with the audience. Individuals out there, you have a lot of, a big menu of choices in terms of how music is monetized. Sometimes there seems to be more capital behind some of the more negative influences. That's what this is all about. Changing that, promoting artists that can bring more balance into the industry. I agree that we have to be responsible as music professionals, and I'm hoping to do my part.
So let's jump off from there. Doing your part. Tell us more about what. For those folks, first of all, if they're listening, those folks that can hear my voice and whether they listen to the original show and everybody else knows this, you didn't know this, we live stream on the show is going out right now live over the air on the AM radio dial, but we also live stream so that folks can watch this program all over the country as part of iHeart and TuneIn. We also do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So folks will watch the show over and over again throughout, whether they watch it today or whether they watch it another day. How can they find, what would they find? First of all, how do they find out more information and how do they sign up and actually come to the workshop that'll be happening in the middle of May? And I want you to tell us more about how you managed to partner with Roc Nation.
Okay, first of all, let me give a couple of numbers. The main contact person is Demetria Hoskins, and that number is 313-686-4557. Again, 313-686-4557. And you call Demetria. She'll help you sign up for the workshop. Also, you can visit the website, the Holy Group for Creative Solutions.org. That's the presenting entity of the nonprofit organization that I founded. workshop is presented by both of my entities. One is a nonprofit, and the other is the music label called Peace Industry Music Group.
Give me the website again.
There's the Boyd Group for Creative Solutions.org. I know it's kind of long, but we need to descriptive title. The Boyd Group, which is my last name, for Creative Solutions. So we use creativity as a solution to human challenges.
The Boyd, B-O-Y-D Group for CreativeSolutions.org. The Boyd Group for CreativeSolutions.org. Or call Demetria Hoskins at 313-686-4557. Demetria Hoskins, Hoskins, 313-686-4557. Okay, now what exactly, tell us because it looks like you've got an agenda for each day from May 10th through the 14th. You've got a bunch of speakers lined up and concerts, promotional concerts and things like that each evening while you're there. Tell us about the event.
Yes, the event is structured to be an academy of information and classes to help artists navigate through the maze of the entertainment industry. So we assembled some of my friends that are at some of the highest levels of the music industry, entertainment lawyers. We deal with business management. We deal with personal management for artists, which is a big deal. A lot of artists have no management representation. Also, we deal with realtor funding, which is what I deal with my family. We couldn't get up the bank, so we had to figure out a way how you're going to raise the capital to invest in your art. We figured out a way to do that. We deal with some of that creative financing that people have to consider. The other thing is we deal with publishing and royalties. That the second day we'll deal with issues of having an agent. What is the world of representation with respect to having an agent that can route tours and allocate for young people and artists to go on tour? What does that look like? And then also the same day, which is the 11th, the second day of the workshop, we get into radio promotions. The third day, which is the Friday, the 12th, we get into the importance of having a music director, the importance of building a band. What is that like? The relationships that you need to create with individuals if you're going to have a sustainable band. We also bring in a therapist to talk to individuals about relationship maintenance and mental health, and the relationship between poor mental health and wealth destruction. So many people have destroyed their careers because they didn't maintain their mental health. And when they go out on stage and they develop all kinds of phobias and fears, and all kinds of, poor mental health issues that can rob them of their careers. It's a very stressful occupation, so we have to be prepared for that. Each evening we have showcases. The kickoff, we have an African drum and rhythm and music celebration. The next day we have a gospel concert. My daughter Victory Boyd is going to be performing at a local church. She's the first gospel artist out of Rock Nation, which is a historic event. And Friday we have hip hop collective that is going to be performing. So Saturday we have a benefit concert, which is a Black Tie Fair. That's how all of this is funded. So we need individuals to come in and get a table or get a seat at the Black Tie Fair, and then we end with a Mother's Day punch on Sunday, May 14th. So,
all right, hold it right there. Hold on right there, because we've got to go to break. It's the second break of the morning. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. You've got questions for John Boyd regarding the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop, get on the phone, give John a call. We're going to take the second break of the morning. We'll be right back.
The all-new 910 Superstation is your #1 source for Urban Talk Radio. If you're looking for the best in radio programming, look no further. You can now listen in on a multitude of audio platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Listen Notes, and coming soon to Amazon Music, Goodpods, and Overcast. 910 AM Superstation, the largest, strongest, 50,000-watt urban radio station in town. 910 AM Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600 with a must-air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C. now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566. Or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming on Mondays at 8 p.m. Catch a 2-hour block of Law and Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38. The Word Network has been broadcasting inspirational messages around the world since the year 2000, and we keep getting bigger and better and more innovative. Seen all around the world, we bring you the best teaching, impartation, singing, and inspiration. If you want original programming, we have that too. The Word Network is your exclusive source for all things inspiration, and we can be found on every device imaginable. If you want to be uplifted and inspired, you need the Word Network.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside of Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code RADIO5.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. This morning, we've got the honor and privilege of talking with John D. Boyd. John, as you've heard, is a native Detroiter. John and his wife raised 9 very talented children and been decided one day back in the 90s, we've got too much talent to keep them here in the city of Detroit. We've got to take them out to New York. We've got to promote them and let them find their way in the music industry. They found a level of success. John and his individual group, I had it in front of me again. Say it again, John. The name of the group is the Peace
Industry Music Group.
Peace Industry Music Group. They've formed a partnership with Rock Nation. Everybody already knows that is Jay-Z's firm. And they signed other artists. They promoted other artists. But what he's doing right now this year is he is going around our country from city to city. They previously have already been to Dallas. They're here in Detroit from May 10th through May 14th for a full, exciting, jam-packed 5-day workshop called the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop, where, as we've already talked about in the last segment, you can find all sorts of information about going from just being someone with some talent here and not exactly knowing what to do with the talent, to learn how to promote your talent, how to sign with a record company, whether you're going to sign with a record label or whether you're going to start your own individual record label, whether you're going to work with an artist manager, how you're going to promote yourself, whether it's on the radio or in other ways with social media and over the internet. All of the information you need to go from being an artist with talent to being able to run a business and forming your own brand and promoting your own brand. You can get that information over those 5 days at the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Talent Production Workshop. Now, John, everybody, I've seen the question that's in the feed, and everybody is waiting with bated breath, I guess, to find out the most important thing. But the question that everybody wants the answer to, you've already told us. If you want information, if you want to be able to take part in this, you can call Demetria Hoskins. She has a 313 number because, hey, this is Detroit. You can find that somebody else that's another Detroiter to help you get along the way of taking part in this exciting 5-day workshop and getting the information you need. Demetria Hoskins' number is 313-686-4557, 313-686-4557, or you can go to the website, the Boyd Group for Creative Solutions.org, the Boyd, B-O-Y-D, Group for Creative Solutions.org to obtain more information after the day's show is over with. John, and the question that they've asked in each one of the individual feeds is, how much is the workshop?
The workshop is $129 per day, and you can get an all-access pass, which includes all 5 days, for $350. So it's a substantial discount if you come for all 5 days. And let me say, by the way, we're also looking for volunteers. So if you have some time on your hands and you can add some value to what we're doing, please reach out to Demetria. We could use your help. This is very labor-intensive work. Artists require a lot of support, and we want to make sure we have the coverage that we need. Thank you, sir.
$129 a day, $350 if you want the all-inclusive package for the 4 or 5 days. And even if you financially are strapped right now, you can, John is accepting sweat equity. You can actually get out there and help put this event on. As he just said, it's an incredibly, you can imagine getting all of those speakers in, getting the people from one event to the other. The venues are the St. Regis Hotel as well as at the Masonic Temple. Both of those events, both of those venues, are right here in Midtown. It is incredibly labor intensive, and it needs a lot of people in order to get it done. And he's even looking for volunteers. So if you can call Demetria Hoskins at 313-686-4557, 313-686-4557. Let's go to the phones. Let's talk to PG. Good morning, PG. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm tuning in a little late, but I think I heard enough of what I needed to hear to be able to pose a question. So if this is a seminar, so to speak, that's going on in the city of Detroit, considering we have so many youth living in abject poverty, does he think that $129 is too much per day? But I did hear him talk about if they want to do sweat equity. So do you think it's possible, Mr. Boyd, to have people coming that really want to be a part of it, that think that they have the talent to be in the business, to be able to do sweat equity and focus on the content of what you're trying to do? That's my first question.
Exactly. That's really a great possibility. Also, we're looking for sponsors. Like you're out there and you have no children that are fit this criteria, and you want to really intercede and advocate for others. We're definitely looking for sponsors, but we always look for the energy that comes from the individual, because it's going to take that kind of passion to sustain their careers. So when I see individuals that, are not willing to work and invest in themselves, that's not a good sign. Notwithstanding the fact that we understand that there are people that really don't have the money and it's legitimate, but we're always looking for signals and signs that the individual that comes to the table is coming to the table willing to show that they really want this kind of career, this kind of destiny. This is really not an easy thing, as I said before. If I had no excuse, being a father of 9 children in Detroit, and I was able to figure out a way to raise the support, and I was able to take my family to one of the most expensive cities in the world, New York City.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York originally, so I know a lot about the city, the music business, and Jay-Z is related to my sister-in-law, so he's in our family.
Oh, well, that's great. That's great. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that a lot of the young rappers, especially the ones in New York, you know the story, they started out a little different because they couldn't get the record deal. So a lot of them did things that they probably aren't really proud of, but they needed the money to make it or to try to make it. And a lot of them, when they put their product on tape back in the day when the rap first came out, they were selling them out of the trunk of their cars. You know how they got the money to go in the studio. So do you feel that, again, charging that much money per day for kids that can't afford it is too much? Is it too much of a financial
PG, but he's already answered you're going to have to make some sort of hold on a second, hold on. You've got to make some sort of real commitment. Nothing in life is free. You've got to make some sort of a real commitment to your own success, be it raise $350 for a 5-day packed learning experience, or get up, dress up, look as professional as you can, and go help put the event on and soak up every single thing. Meet everybody who's going to be there. Meet the speakers. The networking opportunities alone to with each and every one of the speakers that are going to teach you everything that he's already listed and more stuff that you can find out if you wind up going to the website is worth it. There's no opportunity, and this is not something he just dreamed up while he was on the air with us today.
When did you say the event is going to be held?
May 10th, May 11th, May 12th, May 13th, and May 14th. So it starts on a Wednesday and goes through Mother's Day. 5 days.
And what are the hours?
The workshop starts at like 10 a.m. in the morning at 10 a.m. and goes until 5 p.m. And then the evening concert starts generally at 7 p.m. So let me give her an example. We had a family.
I really need the example.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait, I don't want to do that because I don't want him to wind up getting cut off. So just both of y'all put a pin in it right there. Aubrey, go ahead, and we're going to take the last break of the morning right now, and I'll let him answer that question when we come back. We're going to go ahead and take the last break. 313-778-7600. We're talking to John D. Boyd regarding the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop right here in Detroit before it goes on over the rest of the nation. We're going to just finish discussing the workshop when we come back. It's a very quick break. We'll be right back.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you've earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy, and I'm a very active person. And my husband was noticing that I was tired all the time, and I was slow at everything that I was doing. And I kept listening to the commercials, and you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days after taking them, I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
My 38 is offering a great special that cannot be refused. Are you looking for a great deal on TV advertising? Are you searching for an avenue to get your business name out to the public? With My 38, we are offering a great special with 100 commercial ads for a great price. This offer is for a 30-day ad placement. Please contact Devin C. for more information at 248-357-4566 or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
The 910 AM live stream can now be seen on Apple TV, Roku, Chromecast, YouTube Red, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, Amazon Kindle Fire, any Windows phone, or watch us live at 910amsuperstation.com.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. Listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. This morning, we're talking with John Boyd, the leader, the originator of the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop, which, even though it's traveling all over our country, this workshop will be put on right here in the city of Detroit from Wednesday, May 10th, all of the way up to and including Sunday, May 14th, with a Mother's Day brunch and concert at the Detroit Hotel St. Regis. It's a 5-day information-packed, action-packed production workshop where all people are invited to come out and take part in and learn and meet leaders in the industry and get as much information as you need to know about promoting yourself or other members of your family or friends in the music industry. The Peace Industry Music Group is working to find the future of leaders in the music industry. The 5-day workshop, as John has already said, it costs a total of $350 or $129 a day. $129 a day times 5 is a heck of a lot more than $350. But the $350 over 5 days works out to be roughly about $70 a day for a awesome learning experience and an opportunity to learn to present yourself or others. And for all of the information, PG is called in and has asked John, if he believes that he's charging too much or if he should somehow wind up giving it away for free. John had already answered that question by saying that he understands it because he's already put these things on before. He's learned about how you've actually got to wind up just getting a little bit of hustle and raising what I think he just called guerrilla finance, and that you've got to find a way to raise money in order to wind up finding your level to finance your level of success. But he's he's getting ready to give PG an example of another way that how he believes that folks should be able to raise money to attend these sort of events. Go ahead, John.
All right, the example I was going to give to PG is in Dallas, we had a family that was really, low income. Both of the family members, husband and wife, are artists. They said to me that they really couldn't afford to pay. And I saw the energy and I saw that they were sincere. So I invited them to come to the workshop, and I would teach them. So they came. The workshop was in Dallas. They drove all the way from Houston to Dallas, and the husband ended up meeting one of our presenters. I'll say her name is Vonda K. Morris. She is one of the top makeup artists in Hollywood. And yesterday we had a conversation with them, and we got selected to be on the cast of a brand new movie that's coming out called The Bass Reeves Story with the main actor. And they created a special role for him because of the intercession of Vonda K. Morris. One of the other young men was in a car with the co-president of Rock Nation. And he said he wanted an internship. And the co-president told him, "Oh yeah, that can be arranged." So these young people will be exposed to people that perhaps will be very difficult for them to run into. Just so you know, these entertainment lawyers, most of them, they charge $600 an hour for their service. Most of the professionals, and I can send you on some material if you reach out and you want more material in terms of the quality and caliber of the people that are presented. You really can't put a number on the information. It's very valuable. It could save people many years of wandering in the wilderness when we have the right information and the right access. But as Leanne already said, I thought I answered the question that we're willing to work with people. The one thing we cannot do is set the young people for failure and give them the idea that this is an easy road and that they don't have to do their part to raise the capital that they need to participate in the opportunity. So it's not just about this workshop. It's really about preparing them to realize that if you want to go down this road, you have to demonstrate that you're willing to invest in yourself. Because if you're not going to do that, you're not going to attract the necessary capital that you're going to need. It's just very expensive road.
Did he answer your question, PG? PG?
Yes, he just chimed me back in. I kind of heard what he said. It was a bit muffled, but if I could ask another question and get an answer maybe in 60 seconds, because I know you're coming up towards the end of the show. So if I were to ask you, Mr. Boyd, what are the top 5 things that a potential artist needs to do from the start to finish to cultivate himself, to be presentable to the record industry or a potential company to get a record deal? What are the 5 must-dos?
Number one, develop a strong work ethic. Number 2, clarify one's artistic direction. Number 3, create a body of work. Number 4, build great relationships. You're going to need alliances and a support network. And finally, number 5, to be willing to apply yourself to learn your craft and to know what's going on in the industry, which is ever changing. And so the people that are applying themselves to understand what's going on, and they can make those adjustments.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, PG. So we've been talking this morning with John D. Boyd. John Boyd, a native Detroiter, as you've already heard the story, managed to take he and his wife and 9 children out to very talented musical children. They discovered he worked hard to build a foundation in the music industry here in Detroit, decided to take their 9 children out to New York, and they found a level of success in the entertainment industry there. And he's now trying to share that, all of the information that they've learned, all of the contacts that they've learned, how you go from having a dream in order to making that dream actually occur. And he's doing that through the John D. Boyd Artist Development and Production Workshop, May 10th through May 14th, at locations at the Detroit's historic Hotel St. Regis and the Masonic Temple. You can give for more further information. You can call Demetria Hoskins at 313-686-4557, 313-686-4557, or go to the Boyd Group for Creative Solutions.org, the Boyd Group for Creative Solutions.org. John, I want to thank you for getting up so early in the morning, for joining us, for hanging with us for the full hour. We really appreciate it. Now, let me just tell you this. Today is the 26th of April. We've got 2 weeks until May 14th. I don't want people to be able to, I don't want folks to forget it. So I'm going to ask you if you can, whether it's you or whether it's Demetria, find a way to just call in and remind us sometime next week. And then the days leading up to the workshop, I want to promote it over and over and over again. I'm not going to keep you for the full hour in the future. Just call and remind us that what the phone number to call, the website, and we can mention to people over and over again an opportunity to come take part in the workshop. Okay?
Thank you, sir. I sure appreciate this.
Thank you. I'm out of time, y'all. Next up, State Representative Joel Jones, either he or a member of the foundation, will be here to bring you information and inspiration from 7 to 9, followed by Detroit's own attorney Anthony Adams from 9 to 11. I will be back in front of this microphone tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Y'all, temperature started out in the 30s today. It's going up to the 50s. It's going to promise to be a bright, sunshiny day, but still, dress, bundle up. It looks nice outside, but it's cold. Be prepared for the weather, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.